So, I'll give my thoughts and opinions after watching this video from Jerryrigeverything's of his durability test of the OnePlus Open. And when I saw he posted this video, my first reaction was, there's no way this phone survives. And the reason why I say that, right, is because while I love the OnePlus Open, or better known as the Oppo Find N3, there is some drawbacks to this phone. One, it's not water resistant. Two, there's no wireless charging. And three, it's not like it has been in production like Samsung for 5 whole years. So it's a third generation product, which, you know, I expect the durability to be great, but to survive a durability test, I didn't know what to expect going into this. And these durability tests are the extreme of the extreme. Just keep that in mind. Nobody actually puts their phone through this. So if you see a phone, like for example, he shows off a phone and durability tests and it fails durability test, doesn't mean your phone's going to break in any way possible. Your phone could perfectly be okay. It's just simply he pushes it to the far, far, far limits. That's the point of his durability test, is just to see what a phone can and cannot withstand. So don't look at his durability test and think of it as like, oh, this is how good a phone is. No, it's not. It's just based on that simple fact of this is a durability test of extreme magnitude. Now, I will say when he did go ahead and do this, and we're going to skip through here, kind of look at some of the results he's looking at here. I believe this is the first time he's ever done an Oppo product, because we have never seen an Oppo product be international, right? Every Oppo product so far has been released in China and European countries. So it hasn't been United States. So he hasn't really gotten his hand on one. Now, durability-wise, for Oppo products, based on what I understand, they are, for the most part, pretty dang good. They're not perfect, but they're pretty dang good. He does talk about in this video how usually OnePlus products, though, don't really have the greatest durability. Now, of course, this is not OnePlus creating this phone, though. This is OnePlus rebranding a phone. So that's why I kind of had a little bit of, hope that things would go a little bit better. So he does the, screen test. Obviously, he scratches the screen at different picks to see when it will scratch, when we'll have deeper grooves. Usually with these phones, we see a deeper groove or a scratch at level 7 with a deeper groove at level 8. This actually scratched a little bit easier than that. This actually scratched at a level 6 with deeper grooves at a level 7. So a tad bit more for context purposes. 10 is sapphire, 9 is diamond. Usually most glass is 6, 7, or 8. That's kind of how usually they work. But yes, most glass, again, like I said, you're not going to see, unless you have a sapphire glass at 10 or a diamond at 9, you're not going to see any scratches to an extreme measure. Now, he scratches the inside display, and it's exactly what you expect. It's going to be, 2 fingerprint. It's going to be completely carved up at number 2. You could literally destroy this inside display with a fingerprint. And that happens whether you use this phone, a Z Fold 5, a Google Pixel Fold, no matter what phone you use, if you have your fingerprint, it's not a fingerprint, your fingernail, you can easily scratch up these displays without any problem at all. Now, skipping forward a tad bit, he does go ahead and carve up the reader, the fingerprint reader, and he's not able to read his fingerprint. He does say in this video how it potentially could be because he's working on projects and his fingerprint's destroyed. I don't know if I completely think that's the case, because we actually saw with his video, actually, with the Google Pixel Fold, when he carved up that fingerprint reader, it no longer read his fingerprint. And that's kind of just maybe a not the greatest fingerprint reader possible, because Samsung, he carved it up and it still worked, but Google, it did not. So it's very possible they just don't have that good of a fingerprint reader on here. Now, the last test I want to look at, and again, I'll leave a link down below in the description to his video if you want to check it out, is going to be the bend test. Now, the bend test is always a test that's very interesting when it comes to these foldable, flippable phones. Especially foldable phones. Because, obviously, while yes, they work perfectly fine when you fold them just like this, When you fold them like this, that's usually when things start to have problems. Now, we saw with the Z Fold series, that simply was really not a problem at all. Because with the Z Fold series, the hinge actually stops you from going past a certain point. Same thing with the OnePlus series here. And this phone does not break, and it survives the bend test. I think the only foldable phone of recent memory that failed this was the Google Pixel Fold, and that's because, again, it's the hinge. That's really what these come down to. So, like, for example, if you have this phone in your bed, or you have this phone, you know, near you, and something hits it, or someone sits on it, will it survive? Most of these foldable phones, yes. I believe, though, I want to say the Pixel Fold did survive, but it was, like, disfigured. And again, like I said, that's really coming down to the hinge. And Oppo has done a really great job of perfecting this hinge and making the best product possible when it comes to this hinge. And that's really what foldable phones are about. Well, yes, we love the camera setup. We love the beautiful inside and outside display. The hinge is what makes this phone or breaks this phone. And clearly, the hinge in this case is absolutely S+ tier 100%, as he's not able to break this phone with his bare hands, which is amazing. Now, of course, when he closes it, it is definitely a little bit, you know, jarring. It's not perfect when he closes it, but it's good enough. And for the most part, this is an extreme test. This is never going to happen to a normal phone. It's nice to see it actually does survive these simple tests. But, guys, tell me down below your thoughts and opinions. I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace out.